right, and this person standing next to me is here for a reason. Keeping your child fueled for after-school activities is almost as important, obviously, as what you get them ready for or you give them in the morning when they're getting ready for school. We've got Karen Kawolics, fitness expert Karen Kawolics, here with some tips on what to eat and when to eat it. What do you have for us?
Well, we're talking today about getting your student athlete properly fueled for either practice or the big game. So a lot of times parents come to me with this question, you know, what can my child eat to improve their performance? So there are a few rules that you can follow as a general rule for anybody, kids or adults. You want to have a full meal 2 to 3 hours before your activity. That is a balanced meal, including carbohydrates, fat, and protein, so a balanced meal. So we can look at a few scenarios with kids during the school day. So say your child ate lunch around noon, and they're practicing right after school at 2:30 or 3. They may not need anything. They may be good to go, but most kids are a little bit hungry.
Sure.
So there's a couple things you need to look at. Besides the time of their between meals, you want to look at what sport they're doing. So for kids who are doing a very, very active sport right after school and are hungry, you probably never hear me say this any other time, but you may want to have some juice. But, you know, and you can mix it with some water, because what we're looking for is immediate fuel, something that you can use right away.
Sure.
We're not as concerned with blood sugar spikes because you're going to be active and using that fuel right away. This is one case where you don't want the food to be taking a long time to digest. Now, some runners, they don't like juice. It doesn't make them feel really good before a run.
It has a lot of sugar in it. Right?
Well, you want the sugar because the sugar is an immediate fuel that you're going to be using if you're on the soccer team, if you're on cross country, if you're doing basketball, if you're moving. Another option, my husband uses this for the cross country team.
I've never seen these before.
These are chews from Gatorade. Your child, maybe in 8th period, the last period of the day, can take a couple of these. It's going to give them some instant energy, and then by the time the practice comes around right after school, they're good to go, won't upset the stomach.
Wow.
So let's look at another scenario. Your child is on a less active sport, say such as bowling or softball, or maybe for football practice that day, maybe they're sitting on the bench a little bit and being active, bouts of activity, not continuous activity. In that case, we want to have something that's going to last a little bit longer, but will digest a little bit quicker. So we're going to look at something as simple as a white mini bagel and some peanut butter. So we've got our carbs and we've got our protein. This is probably the most convenient thing for a child to take. I always prefer whole food. Apple slices and peanut butter would be another choice, but if this won't work, you can look for a high protein granola bar.
There you go.
This has 10 grams of protein and some sugar. So this would not be good for you or me at 10 o'clock to have as our snack in between, but good for the kids in sports.
And we kind of have to wrap this up soon. And they're also chocolate milk, one of my favorites, but great for
after sport recovery. The carbs push the protein back into the muscle. Another option, white bread and turkey.
There you go. And before we go, we have to show everybody at home what your son, Odin, who's in the studio right now. Get over here, buddy. I want to give you some credit for this. He created this. Is this another snack that might be good?
Well, this was a snack. I asked him to come up with some ideas. This is all carbohydrates, but he made an eclipse out of a banana.
Snack.
A model of what the solar eclipse looks like, and when the cherry hits the center of the banana.
That is so cool. Thank you.
I thought it was creative. He was trying to help me out in
I'm very impressed. Thank you so much. Thanks, you guys. All right, we'll be right back.